Good afternoon, all. We start a session about Google Meet training. What is Google Meet? It is an application which is developed by Google generally for video communication service. It is a replacement of its previous two applications, which is Google Hangout and Google Chat. So the features of Google Hangout and Google Chat have been combined into an application Google Meet. Google Meet separately has some advanced features. First is we can join the meeting either through any of the web browser, or we can download the app on either Android phone or iPhone. Second, it has an ability to call into the meeting or join the meeting by simply dialing the number and entering the PIN. Third is we can send an invitation through a Google Calendar by creating an event. After the event is created, the invitation goes to the participant and the participant can click on the link and join the meeting. Next, it has a screen sharing feature where we can present our documents, spreadsheet, presentations, and any kind of material to the participants. It also has a real-time closed captioning, which means whatever we speak is converted into the text and shown on the screen to the participants. The free users have certain limitations. The first limitation is that the meeting is only for 60 minutes. And if I have an educational institute account like somaya.edu, then we do not have any kind of limit. All the participants who are going to use this application should have a Google account. Second is technical requirements for Google Meet. So as I said that to use this application, we first should have a Google account, and we should also sign in into this Google account. After the signing is done, we can create the meeting and share it to the people who belong to our organization as well as to the people who are outside the organization. It is supported by various operating systems: the Apple Mac operating system, Microsoft Windows, and Chrome OS. It is also supported on different web browsers like Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Microsoft Edge, and Apple Safari. Before we start a meeting, we should also give a check on whether we have a web camera or not. So if I'm using a laptop, the camera is already installed. But if I conduct a meeting on a desktop computer, I have to install a separate USB camera. So that is mandatory for video conferencing. I should also have a microphone and or a speaker or a USB headset for the audio purpose. So if I'm using this application for the first time, I need to provide an access to these two devices, that is microphone, speaker, and camera, as I'm going to use it for audio and video purpose. So once if this permission is being given, or once the permission has been accessed through the application for your devices, you need not have to repeat this again and again. It is just a procedure that you have to do it once at a start. Next, the participant limit for an educational Google Suite is up to 250 participants. So at a time, you can share the meeting with 250 participants. Second is the Google Meet can also be used with the help of a mobile phone. So it is not mandatory that we should have a laptop or a desktop computer. We can also conduct a meet through a mobile phone. And all that we can do by using the laptop and desktop can be done by using mobile also. So there are three steps. First is we get a Meet application. Second is we have to schedule a video meeting. And third is we have to start the meeting. So to get the Meet app, if I have an Android phone, I have to go to my Play Store, type Google Meet and download that application. If I have an iPhone, I have to go to an App Store, type Google Meet and download the application. Once the application has been downloaded, you have to simply click on that application to open. Once I have opened the application, the next step is I have to schedule a meeting. So if I have to schedule a meeting through a Google Calendar, I also have to install a Google Calendar as well. So after the Google Calendar has been installed, I have to open that application, type the details of the meeting, and invite the participants either inside the organization or outside the organization. Once when I fill up with all these details, I have to save this detail. The invitation will automatically go to the participants and they can join using the application. Once if this procedure is done, we can simply start the meeting. So if I am a host, I just have to click on start a meeting. And if you are a participant, you simply have to click on join meeting. Next is a comparison between Meet and Zoom. Since Meet is also used for organizing meetings and lectures and sessions. Similarly, we also use Zoom, but there are certain disadvantages of Zoom. The first point is Google Meet and Zoom both are available on all the same platforms. That is on the Android phone, on your iPhones, on Windows computer, on your Mac computers. The participation limit in Google Meet is 100, but if you have an educational institute account, it is up to 250 participants, whereas in Zoom it is only 100. Then meeting limit, free account it is 60 minutes in Google Meet and it is only 40 minutes in Zoom. Multiple participants on a single screen. That means on a screen, if you use a Google Meet, you can see only up to 16 participants, but this can be increased if you download an extension called Google Grid View. In Zoom at a time, you can see only 40 participants on the screen. Screen sharing is allowed on both in Meet as well as on the Zoom. Recording is also supported on Meet as well as it is supported on Zoom. Security, since Google Meet is an application of Google, it provides us two-step verification, whereas Zoom does not provide us any two-step verification. So from the security point of view, which leads to an advantage, so many of them prefer using a Google Meet. Next topic is how do we schedule a Google Meet. So there are 4 steps. First is we need to log in into a Gmail account, open our Google Calendar, select one of the day where we want to conduct a meeting. After that, we just have to add a title, click on more options and enter certain details. When you open or log in into your Gmail account, you will find a screen like this. After that, you have to click on this app launcher, which is there on the right hand corner of the screen. When you click on this app launcher, you have to select an application called Google Calendar. Once you select a Google Calendar, you will get to see a screen like this, out of which you have to select a date on which you want to conduct a meeting. Say, suppose if I want to conduct it tomorrow, that is 3rd July. So I have to simply click on 3rd July over here. When I click here, a window like this will open where I have to specify the title of my meeting and I have to click on this more options. When I click on that more options, I will get to see a screen like this where the title will be by default, which you have typed on the previous window. Second is this all day should be unchecked. Now the reason to uncheck this is if I check this, my meeting will be conducted on daily basis at the same time. But if I want to take a meeting only on few days, so I need to uncheck this. So as soon as you uncheck this, the date and time will appear over here. You have to select from what time to what time you want to take your meeting. After that, you have to select a Google Meet over here. As soon as you click on Google Meet, it will give you an information that you can join this Google Meet by clicking on this link. So you can share this link via WhatsApp or via email to your students or to the participants. Or the other option is you can send a separate invitation over here. So you can type the mail IDs individually, or you can create a group and directly write a group name over here. After these 3 settings are done, we have to simply click on the save button. When I click on the save button, I get to see a window like this, which will ask you for confirmation. Do you want to send the invitation email to your guest, which you have added? So you have to simply click on send. Now, Google Meet allows you to send an invitation to the internal members which belong to your organization and also to an external guest which do not belong to your organization. So if you send an invite to any external guest, it will always pop up you with this window that you have some attendees who are outside your organization. If you still want to send invitation, you can always click on invite external guest. So after the meeting is being scheduled, we can join a Google Meet. So now how is the Google Meet joined by the participant? Again, the first step is we have to log in into a Google account. After we log in into a Google account, we have to click on this app launcher on the right corner of the screen and select an application called Meet. When I select this application, I'll get to see a window like this, which will show the name of my meeting over here. And I can simply click on this button, Join Now. So before I click on Join Now, I always have to see that my microphone and video is turned off. After I click on this Join Now, it will start the meeting. The other option to join is either call me or dial in. This call me is supported only for 2 countries, that is USA and Canada. So we select an option dial in for India. It will show you a message that you can dial the phone number specified here and enter the PIN. Now, this is for all the users who do not have a Google Meet app. So if I do not have this application, I can always join by simply using my phone, where I dial in a normal number written over here, which will ask me to type the PIN. As soon as I type the PIN, it will allow me to attend all the sessions. So it is possible even if you do not have this application. And next is how to conduct a meet. So once you join the meeting, you get to see a window like this, where in the bottom corner, you'll get the name of the meeting. As soon as I expand this arrow, I will get to know the link to join the meeting as well as the number to dial in and the pin. So you can copy this information from here and send it to the participants. If I want to mute my audio, I can do it by clicking over here, that is turn on and off your mic. After the meeting is being finished, I can click on this leave call button to end my session. I can turn on and off my video or my camera by using this button. The remaining two are present now and more option, which we'll see in detail ahead. The next window is people and chat, which will be seen on the right hand side of the screen. So the people is list of participants who have joined in your meeting, and chat is a common message which you can send to all the participants at once. When I click on this people, and if I wish to send an invite to some participants from here, I can do that also. I simply have to click on a button, add people over here. A window will pop up which will ask me to mention the Gmail ID. If I click on that Gmail ID and click on a send button, it will automatically send the invite to that participant, and then the participant can use that link to join the session. When I click on people, I get to see the list of all the participants who have joined my session. Ahead to each of the participant, I can see this arrow. When I expand this arrow, I get to see three sub options. The first is pin, second is mute, and third is remove. The pin option is the user occupies the entire screen. So if I'm presenting and if you want to see only my presentation, you can click this pin button below my name. So it will, participants can view only my screen and the background is being blurred. If I want to mute anybody, I can mute it by using this option. So this function is available only with the host. So if a host has some kind of disturbance from any kind of participants, the host can always mute that particular participant. And the unmute is done by the participant itself. The host cannot unmute. If I want to remove any particular participant, I simply have to click on this minus sign, by which the participant will be removed from the meeting. The second window over here is a window of chat. So as soon as I click on chat, I can type the message here, which will be sent commonly to everyone who is attending the session. Now, this is a disadvantage of Google Meet, where the messages are sent publicly to everyone. Zoom has an advantage where we can send the messages personally to a particular person also, as well as we can send it publicly. Next is more options. So when I click on this three dots, I get to see more some options which I can use by conducting a Google Meet. First is record meeting. So if I want to record my entire session, I can always do that by clicking on this more option and record meeting. Now, if you want to check whether my recording is being started or not, you can always check it on the left hand side of your screen. Now, if you observe here, you do not have any button of recording, but as soon as you click on this recording, you can see this record option over here, which means that the recording has already started. Now, before you record, it will always ask you for your consent. If you accept this consent, it will start the recording. Similarly, if you want to stop a recording, you have to click on these more options and click on stop recording. Once you click on the stop recording, you'll get a message that the recording is automatically saved on your Google Drive. So you do not have to save your meeting manually on the system. It will be saved automatically on the Google Drive. It will create a folder called as Meet Recordings into your drive, and all the recordings which you do using Google Meet will be saved under that folder. Next is change layout. If I want to change the appearance of my screen, I can click on this change layout. I can change the layout by using these three options. First is sidebar, second is spotlight, and the third is tiled. The sidebar is the person who is presenting will be in the center, whereas the other members will be on the right hand side. Next is if I want to see only the presenter who is presenting on the screen and all the other users should be in the background, I can always select spotlight. If I want to see all the users who have joined in the meeting, I can select a tiled option. Then the next is turning the captions on and off. So if I want whatever I'm speaking should be typed in a form of text, you can always do that by clicking on this turn on caption. As soon as you turn on, whatever you speak will be appearing in a form of a text over here. And if you want to turn it off, you can simply click on the button over here, turn off captions. So it will turn the captions off. Now next is how do you share a screen or present a screen on a Google Meet. So to do that, we have to click on this present now button. When I click on this present now button, it will ask me to select any of these three options. First is your entire screen, a window or a Chrome tab. We'll see all this one by one. First is presenting your entire screen. So if I want to present whatever is happening on my screen as it is to my participants, I can do that by selecting your entire screen. So when I do this, it will show me that your screen is appearing like this. So if I want to share this entire screen, I have to simply click on this button, click on the screen and then click on share. So it will share whatever I am doing on my screen as it is to the participants. Next option is as soon as you start presenting, you will see a window like this that you are presenting to everyone. And if you wish to stop that presentation, you can always click on stop presenting. Now, if you want to present a window, you have to select present a window. Now, it might happen that I have multiple windows that are opened. For example, I have a presentation opened, I have a notepad open, I have a drive open, out of which I want to present a notepad. So to open this window or to present this window, I have to click on present a window. So when I click on present a window, it will show me all the windows that I have opened on my system. And you have to select whichever window you want to present. So if I wish to present my notepad or my presentation, I have to simply click on that and click on this share button. So it will share only the window, but not your screen. If I want to show something directly from an internet, so I can do that by clicking on a button called as presenting a Chrome tab. So if I have multiple tabs open, it will show me the list of all the tabs. Like I have opened a tab Meet, I have opened a tab on how to present your screen in Google Meet, and I have opened a third tab as WhatsApp. So out of this, if I want to present any one of the tab, I simply have to click that particular tab and say share. So it will share only that particular tab to the participants. Now next is how do you take an attendance? So it is not inbuilt in the Google Meet. You have to add an external extension. So that extension can be added by using this link. If not, you can directly type into Google Meet extension. It will automatically take you to this page. You can see add to Chrome on the right hand side. You have to simply click on add to Chrome, which means that it will add this extension Meet attendance to your Chrome browser. You need to do this procedure only once. Once this extension is added, it will be always reflected on your every meeting that you conduct. Once you click on this add to Chrome, it will ask you for the confirmation that do you really want to add this extension. So you simply have to click on add extension. As soon as you click on this add extension, it will show you that it has been added on the top right side of the screen. So if you want to see whether it is added or not, you have to click on this button. As soon as you click on this extension button, you will get to see that Meet attendance is being added to your Chrome. So after this procedure is done, you have to come back to your Google Meet. And now if you see that this is the button where your attendance is being added. Previously, if you see, it was only people and chat, but now after adding the extension, I can see this attendance tab also. So now if you have many options in this tab. So if you want to simply see the attendance, you have to click on this. If you want to save it on the system, you have to click on this new sheet. So it will create an Excel sheet and save it to your system. If you want to save it on your Google Drive in a form of a spreadsheet, you have to click here, which is new spreadsheet. So it will automatically create a spreadsheet with a name as Meet attendance, and all the attendance of participants will be saved in that Excel sheet, which will be on your drive. So to turn on and off, To turn these on and off, you have to make use of these buttons or these sliders to turn it on and off. After you have done this, if you click on this, you will see an attendance like this, a day wise attendance, that is on 26 June at so and so time, these were the participants. Again on 28 June at this particular time, these were the participants. And at every time does not create a separate Excel sheet or a separate spreadsheet. It maintains a single spreadsheet and it keeps on adding the attendance in the next column. So you do not have to maintain a multiple spreadsheet. You just have to maintain a single spreadsheet, which is automatically created as soon as you add that extension. Thank you.